Hey guys, happy new month, and I'm wishing you all the great things this month has got to offer. I'll be talking about leadership today. Have you wondered why you have a company doing excellently well with a good number of staff within the same location, and that same location you have another company doing similar business with almost same staff strength, but then they are doing poorly? Have you wondered why you have a football team with talented players not doing well, and then the team is going down the drain, and then the coach is taken out, another coach is brought in, and then that same thing with the same set of players, the same set of backroom staff, the same set of fans, and then things turn around and the team is doing excellently well, top of the league? What do you think the problem is? Now, everything rises and falls on leadership. And what is leadership? Leadership basically is influence. Your ability to have a goal, provide direction towards achieving that goal, and your ability to make the people you are working with move with you towards that goal. Now, there are two ways to get people to do what you want them to do. Either through compulsion, which is the method of slavery and forcefulness, or through persuasion, which is the method of free man. The choice is yours. Now, every good leader has where he or she is going to, and is able to carry and persuade people he or she is working with towards that direction. Now, the position doesn't make a leader, but instead the leader makes the position. It's not a function of your title, but it's the basic foundation for leadership is simply relationship you have with the people you are leading. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And the truth is, you can choose to love the people you are leading, but you can never lead a people you don't love. That's because leadership is people. Leadership is simply influence. And how do you gain influence? By learning to value what people value. Sorry, by learning to know what people value and then putting that first in your topmost priority. Now, everything you do is based on people. Everything is based on people. Like Zig Ziglar said, he said, you can get everything you want in this life if you help enough people get the things they want. That's because when you help people, the extent to which people value you is the extent to which you have placed value on them. People place value on you to the extent to which you have valued them as individuals. Now, one of the greatest leaders of all time is Napoleon Bonaparte. History had it that he was exceptional. He has won so many great battles, and the most intriguing thing about Napoleon was that he had all his men rally around him, and it was so much a huge success. And the people were always behind him. And somebody cared to ask, and they asked him, Napoleon, how come you have all the people behind you solidly, and they are always with you with unflinching form of support? He said something. He said his secret is simply that he found out what was most important to each of his men, and then when he found out, he helped each and every one of them get what they were looking for and what was most important to them. And by doing that, he got their undivided loyalty and attention. Believe me, if you can help people get what they want and what is most important to them, you can get any form of support from them. And then history had one time when Napoleon was overthrown in France, he was put in prison, and because of the relationship he had with the prison guard, the prison guard somehow arranged his escape, and he was able to go out. And then he went to a valley, trained an army, and then was marching towards France to come regain his throne. Then when the emperor who overthrew him heard that, the emperor simply sent his commandant to go and meet Napoleon somewhere in the valley and engage him in a battle. But history had it that when the commandants got there and they were close to Napoleon, Napoleon came down from his chariot and saw that 90% of the commandants who were coming to fight him were people he knew and trained and affected their lives one on one. And the striking thing about Napoleon is that he knew all his generals by name. Then he came down from his chariot. I'm going to use fictitious names now. He came down, he called the first person. He said, "You, Paul, you've come down to fight against me. You that when your wife was ill and you had no money to treat her, I practically made sure I gave her my chariot. I spent all the money I had on her hospital bills, and even when she was okay, I saw to it that she was discharged and left the hospital, and I checked up on her for months till she was okay. I made sure she was fine. You have the mind to come fight against me." And he called the next person. "You, Lekon, when your son was driven out of school, I made sure I paid his school fees. And not even only that, your other kids who were not in school, I paid their fees from primary school down till higher institution. And then they are all good citizens of France. You have come again to fight me." And then he called all the generals by name, one after the other, and mentioned their particular cases. And history had that when he was done, all the generals who were coming to fight him, they left their people, marched with their people to meet Napoleon, and then joined Napoleon's army and marched towards France. When the news got to the emperor that his commanders had joined Napoleon, he fled, and that was how Napoleon regained his throne. Now, see, Like I said, you can choose to love the people you lead, but you can never lead the people you don't love. And people are your most appreciable assets. See, systems will keep being updated, equipment and machines will wear and tear, buildings you keep changing and renovating, but the most appreciable assets you have are humans. And how do you learn to value people? You need to know what seeks to their heart. There are three key things. Maxwell calls it the DSC. What do people dream about? That's what are their hopes, their aspiration, what makes their heart tick? What do people sing about? What makes them happy? What's it that if you do for them, they will have so much joy and they will thank you for the rest of their lives? And then what do they cry about? These are things that make them sad, changes they want to see in society. If you know these key things, you can truly appeal to their heart. I'll end with this story. An old lady who was retired, she wanted to, the husband was late and the kids were all gone. She was alone at home. So she wanted to be kept busy at home. She went to a pet store, she got a parrot to at least talk to her and communicate. So the first day the parrot did not talk, she went to the pet store owner and said that the parrot I bought from you has not talked since the day you sold it for me. The man said, oh, buy a ladder for the parrot. Parrots like climbing ladders up and down, and the parrot is going to talk. She went, she bought a ladder, and then funny enough, the second day she returned and told the pet store owner the parrot still had not talked. The man said, oh, sorry, parrots like looking at themselves in the mirror. Buy a mirror and buy a brush. So the parrot combs her hair, and then she's going to talk. So she went, she bought a mirror, bought a brush, and still the parrot did not talk. And then she went back, and the man said, oh, sorry, your parrot has not talked. Get a swing. Parrots like climbing up and down the swing, and the parrot is going to talk. And guess what happened? She bought the swing, went on, the parrot did not talk, only for her to go back the fourth day and discover that the parrot was dead. And she told the pet shop owner, the parrot you sold for me is dead. And the man said, oh, I'm sorry about that, your parrot is dead. Wow. And even before the parrot died, the parrot never said anything. The lady said no. The parrot never said anything, except for the fact that, well, she mentioned one time and asked, don't they sell any food around here? Don't they sell any food? Now, what do you think killed that parrot? That parrot was hungry and died out of hunger. See, folks, that lady was at home with the parrot. She never really connected and knew what was important to that parrot. She was busy listening to the advice from the pet shop owner. See, there are basic laws of leadership. There are rules and principles of management and leadership, but none of this can substitute for a one-on-one interaction with the people you are leading. See, folks, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Basically, my own definition of leadership is that leadership is people. Your ability to see the best in people, believe in them, and make them become what they never thought they would ever believe. See, a study was carried out and it was discovered that high achievers in organizations, high achieving organizations, likes of Walmart, Mary Kay, all the best organizations in the world, they cared more for their people and as much for their people as they did care for profit. Whereas low achieving organizations that were dwindling down the drain are not doing well, they cared more for profits, processes and procedures and policy manuals than they cared for people. See, folks, a growing leader is a growing organization. The things that drive an organization are people. Your most appreciable assets are people. Don't devalue them. Make them feel secured. Bring out the best in them. Your ability. Andrew Carnegie was once asked his secret. He had 31 millionaires, about 30-something millionaires working for him, or plenty of millionaires working for him while it was rare having a millionaire in America at that time. And a reporter once asked him, what's your secret? How come you have so many millionaires working for you? He said, these men were not millionaires when they started working for me, but they became millionaires as a result of working for me. And he said something striking. He said, men are like gold mine. When you are going to a gold mine to get gold, you are going to encounter plenty of impurities. But then you are not looking for those impurities. You are looking for the gold inside the gold mine. So when you are going towards a man or employing a man, there's a gold inside that man. Your ability to mine that gold out, irrespective of the impurities and the negativities in such a person, that's what sets you apart as a leader. And I'll end with the words of the former vice president of Security, Walter Brookett, who said something striking. He said there are top 5 keys to excellence in an organization. You can take your pen and write. Number 1 is people. Number 2 is people. Number 3 is people. Number 4 is people. And guess what number 5 is? This is the most important of all. Number 5 is people. People are your most appreciable assets. Develop them and do well to get the best out of them. Put others first before you. Good leaders are actually servants. I hope this sets the tone for your day. Please, if it does, kindly share and let it benefit others, and let's have a better world from now henceforth. God bless you. Thank you.